Hi there, y'all. I'm Tom, and this is Empty Pantry Entrees, a place where you can learn all the skills you need to make delicious creations with only the odds and ends in your pantry. And today, I want to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while. Come on close. A little bit close. Come here. Name brand hummus. You know which one I'm talking about. I am sick and tired of paying $6 for a container that I'm almost certainly going to eat in about 1 or 2 sittings. And to add insult to injury, the components only cost less than $3. I mean, really, at the end of the day, the only thing we really need to make hummus is chickpeas, tahini, lemon juice, and a little bit of olive oil. Anything else is just however you want to spice it up. So this begs the question, why don't we just make it ourselves? Plus, if I'm being honest, I recently got an immersion blender and I kind of want to test this thing out. But with all of that said, I think it's about time for us to move on.
And now, while I'd like to start the recipe off by talking about tahini, I've got to first say that I swear to God, every time I go to film is when all the chads with their straight-piped Honda Civics decide it's time to zoom around town. It's great, can't you tell? But as for tahini, if you've never cooked with tahini before, it's basically got the consistency of an all-natural peanut butter, just made with sesame seeds. We're going to start off by combining a 1/4 cup of tahini with the juice of 1 lemon. Or if you're using straight lemon juice, this is about equivalent to 1/4 cup of lemon juice. First step in the process is to whip the 2 ingredients together so that the tahini thins out and becomes more aerated. Fair warning, this video is going to contain a whole lot of time-lapse blending shots. It's really the only way to make this process interesting. Once this mixture is all frothed up, you'll add to the bowl 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of salt to amplify the intensity of the other flavors, and finally about 1 tablespoon of garlic mince. Shocker, but the next step is again to blend until well combined. Now, word of advice, I had originally strained my chickpeas. Don't do that. Instead, strain them into a bowl and hold on to that canning liquid, also known as aquafaba. Trust me, I've made this hummus recipe about 3 times in the past week and a half, and using aquafaba as the blending liquid makes the consistency so much more enjoyable. And yes, you heard that right, I've made about 3 pounds of hummus in the last 10 days. In fact, I'm eating some right now as I'm editing this video.
What are you looking at? I like hummus. Don't judge me.
As you're blending, add in very small amounts of aquafaba or cold water to loosen the mixture up and make it easier to blend. Small amounts though, like a tablespoon or so at a time, because you can always add more, but you can never take it back out. Also, make sure to add your chickpeas in batches so as not to overwork your immersion blender. After all, this thing is made for blending soups, not necessarily for hummus. In truth, you're probably much better off by using a food processor for this recipe, but hey, when have I ever been known to take the easy way out? After about 5 to 10 minutes of immersion blending, you'll get to the proper creamy consistency. And with that, you'll scoop your homemade hummus out into the Sabra container. I may be frustrated with their pricing scheme, but they do make a functional container for dipping. Use a rubber spatula while spinning the container to get a very clean and perfect looking top surface. Next, you'll take about half of a roasted red pepper, finely dice it, and pat dry with a paper towel. After that, you'll use a spoon to make a small divot in the center of the hummus, drizzle a teensy bit of olive oil, then pile on your red peppers. Make sure then to use a pair of chopsticks to remove any runaway red peppers with true surgical precision. Gotta make sure everything looks picture perfect here. Finally, you can optionally drizzle on a bit more olive oil and paprika to make this hummus your own delicious creation. And with that, you've made a rocking homemade hummus for half the cost of what some of the name brands run for. Beyond that, by making this hummus at home, you get much more control on the flavors you want, and less of the preservatives. Plate it up in whichever way you'd like. I've gone with some toasted pita bread, slivered bell peppers, and a handful of pretzels. But whatever you choose to dip with, you can't go wrong with this hummus. Stop spending the extra money on the name brand markup alone, and start making this hummus yourself. If you do, send me a picture of it on either Facebook, Instagram, or Reddit. I really do love seeing all your recreations of the dishes you find here. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video on social media. That is honestly the best way you can show your support for this channel. But that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.